The United States is Donald J. Trump. Which I'm pretty sure not a lot of people saw coming, including me. I lost some money on that election and through betting. But I'll tell you what I really didn't see coming. I didn't think that President Trump would actually give us some of the most conservative governance of my lifetime, and he actually has in the past few months. Most of all, President Trump brought us one really fantastic thing. Hillary Clinton is not and will never be President of the United States. There's a reason the leftism is failing. And it's not just because Hillary Clinton was the worst candidate in the history of American politics, though she was. And it's not just because Barack Obama was a terrible president, though he was. It's because something bigger is actually happening. The media don't see it. Hollywood doesn't see it. The universities don't see it. Here is the big secret to conservative success in 2016 and beyond. The era of political correctness is over. Ah, yes. Political correctness is dying a slow, painful, bloody, agonizing death, and all I can say is hell yeah. The left has offered feelings, right? Feelings, love feelings. The nice, comforting illusion that if something is wrong with your life, it's actually somebody else's fault. And if you don't have facts to back that up, of course, if you can't point to evidence of discrimination or cruelty or malice, then we're supposed to believe you anyway. Because if we do anything else, that would be challenging your truth. And that's political correctness in a nutshell, right? My truth over the truth. Well, there's no such thing as my truth. There is just the truth. Okay? There is no your truth. There is just the truth. Americans, young Americans, we're sick and tired of postmodern garbage. And when we sacrifice the truth for subjective feelings, we are contributing to the downfall of the greatest nation and civilization in the history of mankind. Political correctness, of course, is their tool. Now, that term is a term of Marxist orthodoxy. It was originally preached by mass murderer Mao Zedong and Soviet communist Leon Trotsky. Now, what originally PC meant was stifling attitudes that didn't forward the revolution. In practice, what that meant was censorship, banishment, the gulags, death for people who didn't speak in politically correct ways. Just like a lot of other lefty phrases, by the way. Politically correct, it's like social justice. Social justice means not justice. Politically correct means not correct. Now, when leftists in America picked up on the PC movement, they insisted that their goal actually wasn't to silence. It was instead to open up a new vista of viewpoints. Because here's the thing, America was so racist, so sexist, so bigoted, so homophobic, that alternative viewpoints couldn't be expressed in public. So the only way to allow marginalized members of different communities to speak was to shut everybody up who offended members of those groups. PC was actually supposed to make us free. That was the promise. But instead, of course, the intellectual jackboots showed up. Speaking facts that offended members of supposedly victimized subgroups became taboo. Basic truth went out the window in favor of leftist viewpoints. Victim groups replaced actual victims. Language shifted to accommodate the feelings of those victim groups so as not to reflect oppressive hierarchies. And these are the folks who have bought into PC culture maybe worse than even it is at the university level. These are the people who categorically refuse to use the term illegal immigrants to describe immigrants who cross the border illegally. These are the people who insist that a biological man is actually a woman if he says he is a woman. Hint, he is not. He is a dude. Objective facts don't disappear just because your subjective feelings wish they would. These are the people who scream religion of peace every time an Islamic terror attack rocks a major Western city, but scream Christian radicals every time a Christian couple refuses to bake a cake for a same-sex wedding. You want to know who the bigots are in America? It's these folks in the mainstream media proclaiming their objectivity while they push their agenda. These are the people who suggest that you don't give a damn about children murdered in mass shootings unless you agree with their gun confiscation schemes. And yet these folks in the media don't understand when President Trump criticizes the media why so many conservatives cheer. They don't understand. They think it's just because Trump is mean to the media and that we're all following Trump. No, we didn't like you guys before. These are the people who remind us each and every day that America is a racist, sexist, bigoted, homophobic country while they take home their pretty large paychecks while living in the freest country in world history, all the while claiming they are objective truth tellers. Hollywood is a place where nobody to the right of Karl Marx can get a job, where anyone who voted for President Trump hides for fear of losing their career. Hollywood is a place where it's nearly impossible to make a movie about evil jihadists, but virtually every single action movie features some rich white businessman somehow organizing a terror attack. Hollywood, of course, where women are molested every day by powerful men, but where those same powerful men and women lecture the rest of America about our lack of moral decency. Well, these folks I'm talking about, Hollywood, the universities, a lot of the folks in the media, not all of them, many of them in the media, these are the purveyors of political correctness, and they were winning. See, here's the thing. We Americans are by nature polite. We follow rules. We care about not offending other people. We want other people to feel respected. We actually like each other for the most part, and we're not all that interested in ticking off our neighbors. But the left finally went too far. Maybe it was the specter of the President of the United States tacitly nodding at riots in major American cities. Or maybe it was the feeding frenzy media declaring over and over that founding ideology was dead and had to be replaced with something new and shocking. Maybe it was a culture that saw every single traditional value as an obstacle to be destroyed or overcome. Or maybe we just got frustrated with the lies. Whatever it was, the American people finally said enough. We said enough. We said, no, you don't get to lie about America. And no, I won't lie about America, even if it makes you feel better if I do. You don't get to suggest, a la our good friend Bernie Sanders, that stealing money from some and giving it to others makes you a moral human being. It doesn't. It's the reverse. And we said, most of all, you do not get to shut us up. Well, what changed? The left finally pushed too far. Americans realized that we were being turned slowly but surely into weaklings. Older Americans realized their kids were being taught to play victim instead of thinking for themselves. They realized that children who think they're victims won't actually take control of their own lives. They don't have to worry about charges of racism, sexism, bigotry, homophobia, because facts aren't racist, sexist, bigoted, or homophobic, and neither are we. Okay, these are just facts. The facts are your shield. Decency is your sword. No more evidence-free victim mentality, no more subjective feelings trumping objective fact, no more silencing perspectives just because they make people feel bad about themselves. It is time today for truth and decency. If we stick with truth and decency, we will win. We'll win because the human soul does yearn for truth and it does respond to decency. We will win because America was built on truth and on decency. And most of all, we'll win because we sure as hell can't afford to lose. Thank you so much.